I thought it was awesome. I actually really enjoyed this film. I had a lot of fun.
Thought it was very fun and entertaining. It's definitely more of a darker comedy than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and it's like when you're playing a video game.
Yeah.
You can't get past a certain part, and then you reload, you start back up
Yeah.
at your previous save, and you do it again. You learn from your mistakes. You
Right.
continuously keep getting better and better.
Yeah. Like even this whole like Bad Buddy Super Bowl situation, like why? I don't get it, dude. You were born with an asshole. You don't need this guy, you know? And I was like, that's a
Yeah.
pretty good line, yo. Like,
Is this movie trying to tell us we're already in a simulation?
it could be.
Hey man, you like and subscribe yet?
Nah, not yet, man.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Cinema Rolls Podcast.
Welcome to the Cinema Rolls Podcast. I'm Josh. That is your other co-host, Eric, over there. That's my brother. And we are the Cinema Rolls Podcast, a podcast dedicated to watching and studying film. Today, we will be reviewing and discussing Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. It was actually released last year, but it just got a full theater release this past weekend. It's rated R, has a runtime of 2 hours and 14 minutes. It's directed by Gore Verbinski. It's written by Matthew Robinson, and it stars Sam Rockwell, Juno Temple, and Haley Lu Richardson. You want to give them a quick synopsis about this movie, Eric? Or of this movie?
Yeah. Synopsis. Guy from the future travels back in time to stop AI.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And what did you think about this film?
I thought it was awesome. I actually really enjoyed this film. I had a lot of fun. Sam Rockwell killed it. He's always great.
Yeah.
And everyone else, the supporting cast was great too. Michael Pena is always hilarious. Zazie Beetz did good. Juno Temple. The other girl, I don't remember his name.
Haley Lu Richardson.
He was great as well. Yeah, I'm assuming that's her because
I was trying to figure out the whole time I was watching the movie. I was trying to figure out where I knew her from. She looked really familiar.
I don't know her. She was
Okay.
in something, but I didn't watch it. The White Lotus, that TV show. I guess
I've been wanting to watch that.
show.
Maybe that's why I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
But anyways,
But yeah, no, it was awesome. I liked, I just liked how unique and different it was. Also, it's very familiar. Basically, the synopsis I gave you is also the synopsis for Terminator. So
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
yeah. So it is familiar territory, but it's also done in a different way, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it too. I thought it was very fun and entertaining. It's definitely more of a darker comedy than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But it does a really good job of being like a silly, quirky movie while still having some depth to it. It satirizes our current societal issues very well. It touches on a few different things. One being adolescent phone addiction, which very much feels like kind of like a parent, like Gen X boomer perspective of today's youth. But I mean, it's not far off. Like that's kind of how I view like kids nowadays too. Like they're constantly I see them at like restaurants and like public areas, and they're just all on their phones. They're like hanging out with their friends, but like none of them are interacting. They're just on their phones. Every now and then they'll find a meme. They're like, look at this one. And they'll just go back, It's like their necks are permanently stuck like that or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, and it touches on video game addiction and how many couples nowadays are struggling with like disconnect there. A lot of adult men have like these video game addictions and girlfriends that like they're usually the ones that have to face the consequences of it because their spouses are constantly wanting to game and they never really want to spend time with them, and it's been such a thing that it's created like this consistent joke on social media. Like if you ever seen any like couple social media TikToks or reels or anything, that's almost always the joke. You know what I mean? And then of course AI being probably the biggest prevalent and like biggest antagonist in the movie. And another thing it touches on is actually simulation theory. But I kind of want to touch more on that later on in the episode. So I'm going to keep moving right now. And then, yeah. And these are all things that I think should be talked about and things that we should all stop and think about for a second, because as silly and jokey as this movie was, it wasn't too far-fetched to say that where we are currently headed might just be the end of humanity. And I know that sounds kind of like crazy and like kind of like conspiracy nut, but like and exaggerative, but like it might not even be as like a thing like we all die, you know, but it might just mean we lose touch with what it means to be human. And honestly, that's just as scary, if not scarier. Yeah. But it was really good though. And it really feels like it's of its time, and it's a piece of media that I think needed to be made right now. And it has a lot to say. Yeah, you wanna get into ratings?
Yes.
What would you rate this film?
I think I'm going to give it a 9, actually.
Nice.
I can't see any reason not to get it any, like, a little lower than that.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go 8.5. It was a lot of fun. It was a good movie theater experience. It was really funny. Like I was laughing at most of the time, and then at the same time, it was still able to be like really deep. You know, it still had a lot of depth. You know, whereas a lot of movies nowadays, they're constantly getting to the edge of depth, and then they cut it off with humor. You know, just kidding. We don't want to go that. We don't want to be that dark. We don't want to be that serious. You know what I mean? Like we don't actually want to make you cry. We're just here to make you laugh and be silly. You know what I mean? But this movie is able to go down the rabbit hole while still being funny, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's get into. Actually, before we get into fun facts, I want to do a little bit of some speculation with you, Eric.
All right.
So there's a thing that happens in the movie, and this is a spoiler, by the way. So at this point, if you're watching, you might want to skip ahead or, come back later. But there's a part towards the end where like that giant cat centaur thing happens, right? And for a second, I was like, I don't really like that. I think it went too far off the cliff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I understand what it's doing. It's making fun of like generative AI, right? Because earlier in the movie, they're all like, well, what if it's puppies or what if it's pugs or whatever, right? And that's kind of them putting in the prompt for generative AI, and then it comes out with that bullshit, you know? So I get the joke and I get why it's in there, but it's so far from reality that it makes the entire story now unbelievable. Which could be two things. It could make it really cool because it could be that that the movie, everything that's happening right then and there is a simulation. Like it's not actually happening. He's done it like 130 something times, and maybe this is actually his now reality because he's already lost to AI, and AI just has him in this simulation that he's just running the course through over and over again, which is why that cat thing is able to happen, and also too, when he's like mentioning before they even go off and try to go to the kid's house, he's like, they're at the other house across the street. He's like, I don't know, it's always different. There's always something crazy that happens before we go over there. Yeah. He's like, just prepare yourself. It might be anything, right? And then they all give their suggestions, which is them feeding the generative AI, and then it actually becomes that. But because they're able to feed into the AI by giving their suggestions, it kind of means that he's in a simulation, you know?
Mhm.
It's either that or they just went really far-fetched with it and somehow that is somehow part of reality, you know? Which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
My guess or my thoughts is that it's either a simulation or it's kind of both.
What do you mean?
Like the AI, whatever it is, that little boy and stuff, is also somehow watching them
Right.
and can somehow physically generate this thing,
Yeah.
which would then make it real in reality. I don't know how that would work exactly or why.
Yeah.
But I think it makes sense that it's all a simulation. Because Sam Rockwell's character, like you said, he's done this 107 times, I believe is the number he gives. And it's like when you're playing a video game.
Yeah.
You can't get past a certain part, then you reload, you start back
Yeah.
up at your previous save, and you do it again. And you learn from your mistakes. You continuously keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
But this program, whatever game he's playing, is also learning from him and is adapting to change at the end.
Yeah.
So that he can't get to it. But then if that's the case, that they don't want him to get there, why are they trying to stop him if he's already in the simulation,
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's very strange, and I think it's meant to be kind of vague.
Yeah. I mean, it could very well be like kind of the Matrix in a way where it has everyone in a simulation, but like everyone's in their own individual simulation rather than all part of this same big one,
Yeah.
And that kind of makes sense too, because when they get there, and this would at this point it's kind of weird because it could be like a simulation within a simulation kind of thing, when they actually get to the kid and his mom, played by Juno Temple, is that her name? No, not Juno Temple. The Haley Lu Richardson, right? When she's finally able to get there, and she's trying to plug in the little hard drive or whatever. He is able to speak to her through some kind of simulation as well. He's able to kind of pause, like slow down time and have a conversation with her to let her know that she's pregnant and that's her son and this and that or whatever. So he kind of runs her through the kind of like this simulation as well. And then at the end, after this, Sam Rockwell goes away and he goes back to the future. He's like, oh no, something's off. And he goes back, right? And then she's stuck in that simulation and she's like, no, this is all fake. This the pug's talking, She's like, this is all fucked up, right? Everybody's recording her and shit.
Yeah.
So now she's stuck in the so it might be like a simulation within a simulation thing, but I think you're right in the sense where it could be like the kid is able, it could be reality, and then the kid is able to tap into each person and give them kind of like a simulation of his own or of their own. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Is this movie trying to tell us we're already in a simulation?
It could be, yeah. And it's kind of funny. It's kind of like the snake eating what is it? Its own tail kind of thing. The Ouroboros, like AI, right, has been now, specifically generative AI, has now spit out so much of its of content while using other people's content. Like it's collected so much data and then now put out more data. Now it's kind of regurgitating what it's already put out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which is kind of like the simulation within the simulation kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it could just be that. It could be, I don't know, whatever that is.
Yeah, it could be.
It's kind of confusing when you really start to think about it. It's kind of really mind-boggling. But I also like the whole idea that you're talking about it being kind of like a video game in a way. Maybe that this is Sam Rockwell's simulation, and because his drive and his mission is to try to stop AI, they just run him through it. They just keep running him through it, and like he's just stuck in this loop forever. But I thought that was really interesting. Because it comes off as just like a silly moment in the movie, but if you really think about it, that's like the one thing that kind of lets you know that they're not in reality. You know?
Yeah.
Crazy shit. Yeah. Anyways, you want to get into some fun facts before this gets too dark?
Yes. Okay. So
What you got?
this movie's pretty new. There's not a whole lot out there to find, but I think I found some good stuff. So, director Gore Verbinski
Mhm.
and Sam Rockwell had been trying to work together for some time now.
Okay.
They had originally got together, I think, about 15 years ago to work on a graphic novel.
Oh, that's cool.
Which didn't really happen, but they've been trying to like do something together for some time.
Yeah. They homies.
Yeah. Sam's costume, as you can tell in the movie, is very cumbersome. It weighed a little bit, and it caused him to lose some weight during the filming.
Dang. Motherfucker was probably sweating.
Yeah. And they didn't have like extra costumes either. Like he only had the one costume, so like he couldn't like mess it up. Or there weren't like different costumes for like different situations. You know.
Yeah.
But, it's just the one. And Gore had been working on an animated film. I was forgetting the name, but it was about like space bats or something.
Yeah.
But when he was given the script, he said that this movie needed to be made now.
Yeah.
It's important that this film is made.
What a good head on those shoulders right there. That's a smart decision, you know?
Right. And then when he got the script, Gore felt that Sam was perfect for the part and sent him the script. And when Sam read the script, he said that he has to play the guy from the future.
Fair. I mean, he plays it really well.
This is the role I want. He was great.
Yeah.
Sam pulled inspiration from different actors and their roles that they've had, specifically an early like Kurt Russell character from the 80s. He was kind of like a bit of a badass. But Gore told him to say like the character was the last man for the job. He's like a little incompetent, and he's not the one that you would want to do this job, but he was the last option. He was the only option
gotcha.
to do this.
Yeah.
And so when he told him to do that, he then pulled an inspiration from Don Rickles for the performance.
Nice.
When he was asked why the movie doesn't have like real closure or reconciliation, Gore answered, "It's because there's still work to do." So
yeah,
and that's not like seeing this movie sequel or anything.
No,
but
humanity still has work to do.
Spoilers. Yeah, spoilers. At the end, it didn't work, and he goes back to the future and goes back to the diner to recruit people, whatever. But this time, he basically tells his mom that she's allergic to technology, that they're going to infect the rest of humanity with what she has, so that everyone is allergic to technology. And I don't think he's saying that we should be allergic to technology and cell phones and whatnot, but he's saying that it's up to us to stop this from happening. But currently, everyone's addicted to their phones.
Yeah.
And so if we don't scale that back a bit and start being human again, then unfortunately this future is coming.
It's inevitable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bleak but true.
Now, like they said in the movie, AI is already here. He's there now, coming from the future to implant these rules in the AI so that it doesn't, get out of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's it's funny because when we went to go see the movie, Regal now plays like a bunch of ads prior to the movie. So it's like ads, previews. I think like sometimes like one ad within the previews and more previews and then the movie. And the ads before the previews, there was an ad for an AI. It was Claire. Claude.
Oh yeah, Claude. That's the one that was playing during the Super Bowl too,
Claude.
right?
Yep. And it was funny because I have this I have a couple coworkers that are kind of not necessarily conspiracy nuts. One's a kind of a conspiracy nut, and one's kind of like just like he's his head so far up the news that he's kind of blinded from reality in a way. So he was talking about how Claude, they were running like these tests, these like kind of scenarios with Claude, right? And Claude was like pretty much saying like, hey, like if you try to shut me down or try to kill me, like I will start like lying to you guys and trying to kill you guys off, kind of thing. Which I looked into it, and it's not the actual like AI itself. Like so, like they don't have access to Claude, but they're recreating something similar to Claude, and then they're running tests with that. So I mean, who knows how true it is? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so I was talking about, I was like, well, this is why I'm fucking leaving. You know what I mean? I'm going I want a farm somewhere in the mountains. I'll just hunt some deer, some elk, I'll have my chickens, I'll eat some eggs, you know, I'll be okay, you know? I'm going to unplug from all this, you know? And he's like, they're going to find you, man. They're going to crash planes, you know, this and that or whatever, right? And I was like, but what if there's some cool people out there that make like a good guy AI, and now there's just like this like cyber war happening between bad AI and shitty AI, right? And in the movie, that's kind of what happens at the end when she's plugging in the hard drive. The mom's son was like the good AI, you know, that was like trying to help them out, you know, and was actually able to upload the security programs. So I just thought that was kind of interesting and funny, but and ironic that we got an ad for AI during a movie that was anti-AI, you know. I got some fun facts too. Do you have more? Or are you good?
No, that's all I got.
Okay. So in an interview with Collider, Gore Verbinski was asked if he could think of any movies that may have inspired this movie, movies that he's seen before, movies he likes or whatever, anything that might have inspired this movie. And he was like, I feel like I'm like subconsciously pulling from a lot of different movies all the time. And which is fair. I feel like I do the same thing. And then later on, I'm like, oh, dang, I didn't even realize I kind of pulled from Game of Thrones or something. You know what I mean? Like, but like, and he said if he had to pick a couple movies that may have inspired it, he said Dog Day Afternoon feels like the beginning of the movie, and then Akira, which feels more like the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And for all of you that are always making fun of me about talking about anime and giving anime suggestions, this is why, okay, people? This is why. Because Akira is a fucking classic, and it's fucking genius, and it's beautiful. And I was kind of thinking about Akira too when at the end when they meet the little kid or whatever, and then he's like on this pile of like wires. It's almost like a throne of like technology that he's sitting on, you know. And in Akira, at the end, the main antagonist, his little friend or whatever, he's like sitting on like a throne of like put together like shittily put together like computers and machines and wires and stuff, and he put it together with his telekinesis, and he's just kind of sitting on it as if it's like his throne. So it kind of reminded me of that. Pretty cool stuff. And then he said that they were trying to pitch this movie for a minute, and no studio wanted to touch it, and which is honestly surprising because like this. Gore Verbinski, he's a pretty successful director. You know, he directed the 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies, the best ones, the first ones. You know, He also did Rango, which is a really awesome animated movie. I feel like not a lot of people talk about, but it's a good movie. So yeah, he has the credits to make a movie. You know. And yet no one wanted to touch it just because of the script and how wacky it was. And it just goes to show how like hard it is to create original IP right now. Everything is just, they just want to play it safe all the time.
No one wants to take a chance on something new.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what he said. And they actually started casting before it was greenlit because
Yeah, I thought it was
because they
cool.
couldn't get anybody to like really jump on board with it, and they're just like, "Fuck it, we're gonna start casting people," you know. Which is
Yeah.
honestly probably a good way to get other people on board. Like, look who's in it already, you know. Like, we already did your guys' job for you. And also in the interview, she asked if there was a deliberate Pixar reference in the movie, alluding to Toy Story. I'm assuming because of the toys. I was like, I remember when it came on screen too. I whispered to Natalie, I was like, it's toys. And he said it wasn't deliberate, but he was just trying to throw a lot of mix of different things from childhood, and like what would make sense in that situation.
Yeah.
And the last thing I have here was I was really curious if any AI was actually used in the movie, because one, it would be really ironic if you're watching an anti-AI movie and there's AI in it, like they used AI. And the reason I thought they might have was because of the kids' content that they're looking on their phones. They're looking at on their phones.
Oh yeah.
It looks all AI generated. It looks very AI generated, actually. And the even the what's it called? The toys and the cat thing, like they don't look AI to me, but they look like they could have been conceptualized via AI, like AI used as concept art, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I wonder if they used it at all, you know? And I looked it up and it says they didn't use any AI at all, which honestly I find it a little hard to believe, but like if that's what, and then if they're able to like mimic AI without using AI, that's kind of cool. But he was saying that they started making this movie in 2023, and at the time they had to try to kind of conceptualize what AI might be generating at later on, you know, the type of stuff that it would generate, you know, and that's what they put in the movie. And I feel like it's pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. So, you have any recommendations?
Yes. I already mentioned it. Terminator.
Nice. I thought about putting that one on there too.
Yeah. Yeah. We actually had a special about Terminator, I think yesterday at work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they we were talking about the sequels. I don't think I've watched the last few, but Terminator, you can't really do much with that story because each movie is just them basically do the same thing, sending something back in time to stop what's going to happen. But ultimately, all it does is just push that thing further back.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. It's going to happen at some point, but you're just
waiting for Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what was happening in this too. Like when he explains, like AI is already here. We're just, trying not to let it get out of hand. Terminator, I can say the whole franchise because I haven't seen all of it, but at least the first two great movies.
Yeah, I agree. I fell asleep in the last two. both of the newer ones. I went to the theater to go see it, and I fell asleep in both of them.
Dang.
Yeah, I woke up at the end like, oh shit, Naked Arnold. You know, wait, he's young again. You know.
Yeah, and I had another one. I can't remember, but I would say The Matrix.
Nice, that was one of mine.
And Ex Machina.
Nice, Ex Machina is a good one. I don't know why I didn't write that. I literally have it right here.
Yeah.
Cool. You got any more?
Yeah, but I think that's it. Unless I think of something that I want to say there was one other one I was thinking of, but I can't remember it. No.
Okay. Cool. You took one of mine, which was The Matrix, but I have a bunch more. So
I'm sure there's a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah.
You can.
Yeah. The first one I have is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Great
If you
movie.
didn't see this fucking movie, what are you doing? You know, this is a great film. This is another A24 film that I want like every memorabilia from it. Like right here, I have Ex Machina, the script, right? I want the script for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I also want the Blu-ray like special edition. I don't have any of these things yet, so if you guys want to buy me presents, that's what I want. But
What about the dog fingers?
I don't want those ones. I don't want those. Anything but that, yeah. But yeah, the reason I have it on here is like it's also like a genre bending action sci-fi dark comedy that has a lot of depth to it. You know, it's able to be funny and not take itself seriously, but at the same time have like a lot to say. You know, and I think this movie does the same exact thing. And it was funny when I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once. I was like, they're blending so many genres so seamlessly that it feels like it's now a genre of its own. And I was like, and I wouldn't even put a lot of movies into this genre with it because it's so original. And then this movie came out, and I'm like, oh snap. This kind of feels like it fits that genre that Everything Everywhere All at Once kind of created for itself, you know? So yeah, that's why that's on here. But yeah, go watch the movie. You haven't seen it. The next one I have is Don't Look Up. And that's because it's another like dark comedy. It's another movie that doesn't take itself very seriously, but it does have a very meaningful message, an important thing to talk about, and an important thing to say. So yeah, and it's actually pretty good. I know there was like a lot of like controversial stuff about it because I think people were trying to politicize it a lot, which I guess so. But like I feel it makes me so mad. Our country just politicizes everything. You know what I mean? Like why does it have to
everything? Like
even this whole like Bad Bunny Super Bowl situation. Like why? I don't get it, dude. I don't understand. I really don't understand it. Like, to me, it doesn't feel political at all. It feels like it's a Puerto Rican guy who's going out there and sticking up for his people and these people that got colonized by America. They're all Americans, and it's a very American story. It's just not the American story that most people want to hear.
Yeah, it's because it's in Spanish, Josh.
And that's crazy, bro. That's like a lot of people speak Spanish. That's what makes America beautiful. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to talk too much about Bad Bunny, but like I just that's my point is like, how is that being politicized? I don't get it, dude. Like it's literally the most American Super Bowl I think I've ever seen because it's literally an American story.
Yeah.
He told a very, very American story, and they're like, no, that's some liberal shit because it's in Spanish.
That was too low.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But anyways, yeah. So Don't Look Up was kind of the same way when it came out, you know. And I feel like that's another thing that's constantly being politicized, just like global warming and stuff like that, you know. It's just like, how do you like? I don't understand how people politicize like facts. You know what I mean? Like here's the facts. Here's what's happening. Here's what we can tell based off data. This guy's an American. This is an American story, and they're like, no, this has to do with politics. I'm like, no, it has to do with truth and honesty. You know what I mean? I don't understand, but like, but yes, and which leads me to my next movie, Idiocracy. You know, and it has to do with how progression and pleasure seeking and how the lack of introspectivity can lead to a very bleak future, and it's happening right now. You know.
It is. Although I might take Terry Crews over.
Yeah.
You know what we have. But.
Yeah, and this one definitely leans more into like the silly, you know, but the critique of culture is there. And the next one I have is Requiem for a Dream. It's not really comedic. I guess just like a couple of funny scenes, but like it's more sad than anything else, depressing. It's just more about the dangers of addiction and kind of being and the dangers of being kind of ignorant in a way, you know, and naive. And yeah, and I feel like this movie shows that very well because like it's people being addicted to their phones, people being addicted to video games, and being naive to what it could potentially do to them or to them in the future, or how it might affect their lives in the future. I think so. That's why I put Requiem for a Dream on it. I feel like a lot of people haven't really seen this movie. I think a lot of people know of it. I don't know.
I haven't seen
I know a lot of people that have actually watched it. It's really good though. I think it's one of my favorite Darren Aronofsky movies. I remember I showed this movie to my friend Circus in the barracks when I was in the Navy. And I was like, this is a really good one. And I put it on. And then afterwards, he's like, why'd you show me that movie? It's so sad, bro.
I've done that to a few friends with some movies.
And then the next movie I have is Gamer.
That Gamer.
That movie is cool, yo.
It's a good one.
That movie is cool.
Yeah, it is.
And that one's more just like on video games specifically, but and technology, just dystopian technology type shit. But yeah, that movie I think kind of maybe got forgotten about. So if you guys forgot about this or you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. And then I also have Black Mirror on here because this whole movie reminded me of like the different like segments of it. Reminded me of just different Black Mirror episodes. The part at the end where they're all recording her, that's literally like in a Black Mirror episode. Which part was it? There was another part that was also very Black Mirror. The kid saying the ads when she clones her son and he's saying the ads.
Oh yeah.
The first episode, I think it was the first episode of this new season that came out. There's a thing where she gets automatic like updates and like she'll start saying ads and it's like a subscription thing. So if you pay for a higher tier, you don't get ads. But if you pay for the low tier, and they're poor, so they're having to pay for the low tier. And she constantly she just randomly starts saying ads. So Black Mirror. And then I have Cowboy Bebop episode 23, Brain Scratch. Good episode. It focuses on a cult that uploads consciousness to the internet via TV and computer. It's pretty cool. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a little bleak, but it's a good one. And then I have Cyberpunk Edgerunners on here because the shot with the guy sitting in the alleyway with the VR headset on reminded me a lot of Cyberpunk Edgerunners because in Cyberpunk Edgerunners it's like pretty much about like addiction and addiction to technology pretty much, and how that leads down to like a dark rabbit hole. And there's scenes in Cyberpunk Edgerunners where they're like walking down the street and there's like guys like hanging off like a wall or like a barrier, and they have like a VR headset on and they have like this like Bluetooth via like thing that goes down there, and they're just like in the street like doing it, like they're just so addicted to it. It's crazy. That show is awesome. So that's the end of my suggestions. There's a lot, but this is like my vibe though. Like I love shit like this. You know what I mean? So like I watch a lot of stuff like this. I read a lot of stuff like this.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's move on then to the bucket pool movie from last week.
Yes.
Cha. Last week we pulled in out of Galactus. Galactus heralded us. Night of the Comet. It was made in 1984. It has a PG-13 rating. It has a runtime of 1 hour and 35 minutes. It's directed by Thom Eberhardt. And it's written by Thom Eberhardt. And it stars Catherine Mary Stewart, Kelli Maroney, and Robert Beltran. What did you think about this movie, Eric?
I thought it was pretty good. And like it, corny, campy, 80s, movie, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And not exactly what I was expecting when we looked it up and we saw it was about like kind of like space zombies sort of.
Yeah.
There really wasn't a whole lot of that.
Yeah, it wasn't. I think it's the poster. It looks very space. So yeah.
But it was still really good. I enjoyed it a lot. It was fun. I definitely will watch it again. I actually had forgotten all about the Bucket movie until last night, and I was already in bed, and I was like, oh, I didn't watch
Nice. Yeah.
that. So I watched it at work
What'd you
today.
watch it on?
Yeah. Uh, Zone on Tubi. It was free on Tubi.
Oh, okay. I couldn't find it
Watching ads,
anywhere,
but
but I ended up finding it on YouTube. YouTube movies and TV. If you have the premium, like YouTube Premium, honestly, they have a lot of
yeah,
shit.
they do. I sometimes movies just randomly start playing
Yeah.
on my YouTube. Yeah.
Um. Yeah. I'm sorry. Were you done with your review, brother?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't cutting you off. But yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it. It was pretty cool. I wasn't like, I mean, it wasn't like, to me, it wasn't like amazing or anything, right? It is very campy. It's
Yeah.
very kind of hokey. You you could tell they're working with a really low budget, so I kind
Yeah.
of give it the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, I think my coworker had suggested this to me because I was describing to him a script I was writing, and he was like, "Oh, it kind of sounds like
Uh-huh.
this," and honestly, there's some similarities. There's some similar, and
Mhm.
and honestly, I think the biggest similarity is the orange, like reddish sky. That's
Yeah.
in my script. But it was funny to see that how they're just using like a filter over the lens to create the
Yeah.
red sky. You can kind of see it too, like where
It's so
the
obvious.
bottom half is like
Yeah.
regular, like color graded, and the top half is just orange. You
Yeah.
know, like um. But you know, it kind of works. You know, they got away with a lot of like stuff like that in this movie. Yeah, I will also say that the female characters in this movie are like really ditzy and dumb and like weirdly horny for no reason. Like they're like constantly like boy crazy. You know, they're like like every guy they meet is like,
Yeah.
oh hey, you know, this is my new boyfriend now. You know, like it feels like really poorly written when it comes to the female characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was okay. It was good. It was okay. I had a hard time getting through it at first. I watched like the first half of it, and I was like, I don't know if I like this movie. And then I took a break from it, and then I came back and I finished it, and I was like, it was okay. It was actually more on the better side. I think for a lot of people, this is probably just more like a nostalgia thing, you know, like I was looking through the comments on YouTube, and like a lot of people were just like, the 80s were the best. Oh, this is gonna be so much nostalgia. Like I miss those times, you know. Girls just having fun in the mall trying on dresses, you know. Like, and then I saw someone the comment that was like, my friend and I went and saw this at a movie theater in the mall, and then afterwards left the mall and tried to see if there was any Catherine Mary Stewart lookalikes in the mall, or like how many cats, because I guess a lot of girls looked the same back then, so they're trying to see like oh, they looked like the girl from the movie or whatever. I don't fucking know, but yeah. So it feels like this is very nostalgic for people that from the 80s.
Yeah. I just thought it was fun. The mall scene I thought was cool until it got weird.
Yeah,
Like I like that they had like little montages. They had that song, but then the dudes were creeping on them.
yeah.
And I was like, what's the deal with these dudes? Are they gay? The first like girls they run into, they
Try to
obviously
kill
like they
him.
just try to
I
kill
know.
them. Like, why not like
Yeah,
him?
I know. Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, you're survivors too?
Yeah, I will say the mall sequence was my favorite. I think in the whole movie, like the girls want to
Yeah.
just want to have fun part, and then even the little shootout that they have during it, I think was like
Mhm.
pretty cool. I think for the budget that they had, which I'm assuming was pretty low, I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, it definitely was pretty low budget. That's probably why there wasn't as many like monster creatures. I think it helped make for a better story in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah, not bad.
yeah, yeah, not bad at all. Actually, I was at some point I was like, damn, if this doesn't have like a solid ending, I'm gonna be like, this was a waste of my time. But like, it ended pretty well.
Yeah.
There's also some solid lines in it, like there's a few like one-liners in this movie that were pretty good. Like when the daughter is talking to her stepmom. And her stepmom's like cheating on her dad, and
Yeah, that
like
part
just
was
yeah, it was
hilarious.
the punch was the funniest part because like it was
Yeah.
just so bad. Like, but before that, she's like, what do you need? She's like, no, she's like, you were born with an asshole. You don't need this guy, you know. And I was like, that's a pretty
Yeah.
good line, yo. Like,
That's a good line. It's totally an 80s line, too.
yeah. And at the end, too,
Yeah.
the guy that she gets in the car with, and he's like, she says something to him, and he says like, it's like pretty bitchin', right? And I was like, oh my god, that's so 80s.
Bitchin'.
Yeah.
Raphael says bitchin' in the Turtles movie.
Does he? I don't remember
At
that.
the very end. Yeah, when they all put their hands in and they say, like, a cool word.
Yeah, like
Ross word
Coabunga.
is bitchin'. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that's when Splinter chimes in. He says, I voice like
Coabunga. Yeah. Yeah. I made another funny. Right. You have anything else to say about this movie?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm good too. What do we do next? Oh, we pull from the bucket.
He pull from Galactus.
Let's pull from the bucket.
Yeah. All right. What do you got for us this time?
I herald.
Galactus. Let's see what I got here. How fitting.
What is it?
Requiem for a Dream.
Hey! I love this movie. Right on.
There we go.
It's a good movie.
Hmm.
Good fucking movie. Nice. And you haven't seen it, so this will be fun.
I haven't seen it, yeah. So it'll be good.
Yeah. Just, maybe do something positive afterwards. Could leave you feeling pretty bleak,
Okay. Gotta get in the right headspace.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wanted to watch some of the like Oscar movies this week, but I was like, I know some of these are gonna be like really sad.
heavy. Yeah, I'm kind of
and I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I've been kind of avoiding Hamnet for that reason. I heard that one's pretty sad.
Hamnet, yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But cool, right on. If you guys, audience, if you guys want to add to the bucket, just put a movie in the comments and we will put a movie in the bucket. And if we pull your movie, we're going to watch it. That's just how it goes around here. So do that.
Galactus, devourer of cinema.
Hey. What have you been watching, brother?
Nothing of note. I've been sick and didn't want to watch anything sad, so I kind of haven't watched much. But I did get to go to an early screening of Comet.
Hey, I'm gonna go see it tomorrow with the kiddo.
Check out the stuff I got. Got a little foam finger.
Nice.
And sleeve that I wore while I was watching the movie.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, the movie was awesome. I loved it a lot. Definitely want to watch it again. Taking Lolly to see a movie tomorrow on Valentine's Day. I had her pick which one she wanted. It was between Goat and Zootopia, and she picked Zootopia. So I was kind of bummed she didn't pick Goat.
She probably like basketball,
It's good. Yeah.
I convinced Arya by saying it's the same people that made K-pop Demon Hunters and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and she was like, "Okay, let's go. Let's do it."
It's really good. You're gonna like it.
I'm so excited. I think this is one of the movies I think I've been most excited for this year. Just because basketball, that's my sport, and animation, that's my thing, and I love what Sony's been doing lately. So I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I want to watch it again.
So, right on.
Yeah. Go see it in theaters now.
Nice. That's a paid ad, by the way, guys.
Yeah, I wish.
That'd be super
Take
good.
some of
That'd be
that selling
super
money.
cool. um, you got anything else you've been watching?
No.
Just, this whole time I've been trying to think about what I've been watching, and I can't remember for the life of me. Well, I can't remember what I've been watching, to be quite honest. I don't think I watched anything.
Okay.
But all right, let's move on to final thoughts then. That was quick.
Yeah.
I did say sometimes we do like what we're looking forward to, and I will say I saw the Adventures of Cliff Booth trailer
Oh, you saw the trailer?
during the Super Bowl, and
Nice.
I think this is probably the movie I'm most excited for this year. It's
I need to check out the trailer. I haven't looked it up yet.
oh my god, two of my favorite directors collaborating together, and Brad Pitt being the main star. Sign me up, bro. Sign me up.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. It looks super good. Somehow it looks more Tarantino than Tarantino, and Tarantino's not directing it. It
Interesting.
looks very good. Right. Let's move on to final thoughts. You got any final thoughts on this movie, brother?
Well, we didn't get into too much about the other characters and their backstories.
Yeah.
Which are both really good. Like the two that they really focus on, which is Michael Pena and Zazie Beetz, their backstory with the school, and then Juno Temple and her character's son getting killed in a school shooting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the first one with Michael Pena and them, that's mostly about the kids being like addicted to their phones. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which that whole scene really made me like want to just like not use my phone ever again.
Good. As that's the movie did its job then.
Yeah. Which I mean, honestly, I've been thinking about like I think it would be good to not even have a smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I just had a phone for it being a phone,
Yeah.
it'd be cool.
At the end, they say that he's like, it's kind of just a phone, you know, because they can't connect to the Wi-Fi.
The kid says it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it should be.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just kids being addicted to their phones and they're becoming zombies, and like when he's trying to teach them about Anna Karenina, and they're like, "Is it a movie?" I'm like, yeah, it is. It came out a million years ago. We're talking about one that was made like 15, 20 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it has Claire Knightley. It's got bad reviews. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, get off your phone.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad out there.
Yeah.
Natalie has some younger cousins that are like, they just got out of high school. One's still in high school. Actually, two of them are still in high school. One's in college. But like, yeah, that's like all they do. They're like,
Yeah.
it's like, and sometimes I'm like, damn, like, what is it that's got them so like pulled in, It's pretty wild. And even like my roommate's kind of, he's like barely a Gen Z. He's Gen Z, but I don't know. I think kind of like how I'm barely a millennial.
Yeah.
So, but like, there's times where like he's like going to walk outside to his car, but he's like on his phone. So he'll just like open the door like mad slow, and then he'll let like 100 mosquitoes in because there's like millions of mosquitoes in Florida, and then he'll slowly walk outside because he's on his phone the whole time, and it does feel like like a phone zombie.
Yeah.
And same with Natalie's cousin. She'll come over here sometimes, and she's just like on her like we'll go out to go get some food or something, and she'll be like she'll like walk up to the register like still on her phone. I'm like, bro, you gonna fucking order, dude? Like, they're waiting on you, bro. Like, it's crazy. It's bad out there. And like, you ever go like even when you're driving, right? When you're driving, you ever decide to look over at somebody at the traffic light?
Yeah.
Instantly, the light turns red. I've seen people stop like 20 feet from the line just so they can get on their phone faster. What is
That's
that,
crazy.
bro?
I don't know if I've seen that, but
What is that, dude?
Like,
And
Crazy.
then the light will turn green.
Yeah.
It's bad, bro. It's bad. Really bad. And right here, I live right next to a college town. Right. I'm like literally across the street from a college, and this whole street right here, that's right in front of this college, bumpers all along the side of the road. Why? Because these college kids are constantly texting and Facebooking and Instagramming and TikToking or whatever the fuck they do on their phones while driving, and they're crashing into each other all the time. They're playing fucking bumper cars on the street. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, no, get off the phones for a little bit.
Unplug. Unplug.
Live
Yes.
your life. It's grass, as they say. Yeah.
Yes, I tell people this all the time, man. Like I feel like an asshole sometimes because everybody else looks at me like, what?
Okay,
whatever,
boomer.
dude. You know, like, and I'm like, dude, you're missing your life. Life is happening right in front of you, and you're missing all of it.
Like Ferris Bueller said,
Yeah. You gotta stop and look around for it once in a while.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then the other story you're talking about with where her son died in a school shooting. And I actually had that in my notes. I actually skipped over it.
Yeah.
When I was saying all the different things it touched on. That was another thing it touched on was school shootings. And it's able to go about it in like a very comedic way, even though it's like pretty dark.
It's very dark.
Yeah. I think that was the darkest part of the whole movie. I think the reason why I felt so dark is because it's so true. It happens so frequently here in America,
Mhm.
It has happened so frequently in the States that like in the movie where they're just like, oh yeah, this is like our fourth new clone. Like, this time we're just having fun with it, Then she's like, oh my God, your same kid died in 4 different shootings. And they're like, yeah, no big deal. Then he's done, and then she was like, that's fucking tragic, bro. And they're just like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then also in the first story, because they're working at a school, alarm goes off, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a shooting," and they go and they hide in a bunker for a little bit until it's clear. Then they just go back to their thing.
Yep. And I thought she's fucking around, but like then when that scene happened about that school shooting, she's like, oh, that happened for real.
Yeah. Yeah, and like they're making light of it, and it's kind of humorous in the movie. But what's ridiculous is school shootings are so frequent here that sometimes it's not even like news.
I know. Yeah.
Like, oh, there was another shooting. You're like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I know. Like,
what?
It used to be. It used to be like a school shooting would happen. It'd be all over the news. Now it's a school shooting happens, and you're like, oh yeah, just down the street. Some kids died, and you're like, what? They're like, yeah. And then like a week later, another one. And you're just like, what the fuck, dude? What is happening?
And we're from Colorado. Like, we live down the street from Columbine. You went to Columbine. Obviously, you not old enough to have been there when it happened.
No.
But yeah, we're right there. I know people who were there or had family that was there when it happened. And then the STEM school shooting that happened in Highlands Ranch, I was working right across the street when it happened.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know what I was told to do when it happened? To keep working.
It's crazy.
And we couldn't leave the building because of what was going on outside. But like, you really expect us to just keep working? You want me to call someone right now and say, hey, pay your gym membership? Your card was declined when there's literal children being shot at across the street. Like,
this is America. Don't catch us slipping though. That's how it is, dude. That shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Ugh. Makes my heart fucking sink.
Right. It's insane. Why is this the norm? Why is this just okay?
Yeah.
And what can we do to make it not?
Yeah. And like, I'm constantly telling this to people all the time too, but it really starts with the parents. You know what I mean? Like, your child's upbringing is everything. It's gonna affect how they exist, how they cope, how they walk through this world. And if you don't parent them correctly, if you give them if you help aid them in a narcissistic personality, if you help aid them into depression, if you help aid them into these darker places into their mind without actually helping them or actually giving them a chance to be like, hey, what's going on in your life? Or like actually giving them a platform to express themselves to you without any fear of getting, in trouble or whatever they might be fearing of their parents. If you don't give them that kind of environment to grow up in, then bad shit starts to happen. You know what I mean? And if you don't teach them right from wrong, they end up doing bad shit. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. So, and it's very, very imperative that we take care of our next generation. We give them all the tools they need, whether it be just it being emotionally intelligent or street smart or whatever it might be. Give them every tool in their arsenal to just be prepared, and to be able to change the world for the better. That's the hope. I think that's the only way. You know what I mean? Because
and also be there for your kids, like physically be there and be with them and interact with them. Don't leave it to the phone to babysit your kids. You know, like back in the day, like television babysit some of the kids, like they babysat me for a little bit. But at least I had PBS and things like that.
I was learning
shit. I didn't like watch a whole bunch of terrible things.
Yeah.
But like your kid has unfiltered access pretty much to the whole internet. Like, yeah, there's restrictions.
Not a lot of good stuff on there.
But a kid will find a way if they want to find.
If they're curious enough, yeah.
And if they have older siblings and cousins and friends, they're going to show them.
Yep.
So if you're not there, be with them, know what they're doing. You don't know what they're seeing and learning,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's scary. It is scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, and that's what's cool about this movie. Like we just went into this deeper discussion about adolescents and children in America and how endangered they are, based off this silly, quirky movie. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's great about this movie. It touches on a lot of things that are happening here in America that I think a lot of people are avoiding. Oh, another thing I was going to say was that when they're doing when they're in the house preparing to go to the kid, and they're like, be prepared for anything, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, can it be this? Can it be that? It really reminded me of people trying to distract themselves from the problem. And I think so many people do that nowadays with their phones, right? Rather than facing their issues, they're just like, nah, just gonna look at some funny videos, I know, like I get it. Sometimes it's really hard to sit with yourself and sit with your own thoughts. Sometimes your mind goes, damn, bro, you should have went to the gym yesterday. And you're like, fuck, now I feel like shit. Why did I let myself sit and think for a second? Why did I let myself, why didn't I distract myself with my phone with a silly video? Yeah, sometimes it's hard to sit with it, but that's the truth. That's reality. You're facing it. You know what I mean? That's what you have to do, And so in that moment, it seems like every single person in that room is trying so hard to just avoid what reality is at that point. Let's let it be pugs. Why can't it be a centaur? Like they're just trying really hard to avoid the actual issue at hand.
Another recommendation: Wall-E.
Wall-E, love Wall-E. Yeah.
Because like those people living in that ship, they had no idea what happened, what's really going on, because they're all just being, catered to by this computer system that's just, letting them live their life and feel like everything's cool when humanity's basically lost.
Yeah.
So like that's not like what some like crazy apocalyptic movies like Terminator and other things like what's going to happen if we let AI take over. Like it's taking care of us, we're fat and happy in our little floating chairs in Wall-E.
Yeah.
But still, we don't want that. That's not life.
Yeah. That's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
I think the biggest thing is people are lazy, they're entitled, and they don't want to face the truth of things and the reality of things. They'd rather live in a delusion. And I think this movie shows that very well as well. Like, people would rather like just be. I think there's some people that would rather be in the simulation. They don't want to face the truths of reality.
For real.
And like, for example, too, like the kid that her boyfriend, where he's going to go lay down in a machine and live in a different reality. Like, he's choosing the simulation, you know what I mean, over reality. He's like, fuck this reality. I'm gonna live in that one. You know what I mean? And in that one, he doesn't have to work out. He doesn't have to get up to eat. He doesn't have to go to the bathroom. He just lays there all the time in an alternate reality, And I think there's some people that would rather do that. And it's kind of scary. It's kind of sad. And I think it's mostly sad when I have friends that will come to me for advice for stuff like that. And they're caught in a loop. They're caught in a where they try really hard to get out of something. They find that the effort and the work is hard and it's difficult. They fall off, and then they go back to this depression where they're like, well, I suck. I'm gaining a lot of weight. I'm not doing the things I want to do. I'm unmotivated. I look at my phone too long. They try really hard to get out of it, and then they get stuck again, and then they fall off, and then they're constantly in this loop forever. And I think it's really sad. And I think, honestly, I blame the phones. I blame the phones. Like, and it sounds people think I'm crazy, bro, but I blame the phones, and it's because it's a huge distraction. It's like the biggest distraction in everyone's life. And I don't know if you remember this, Eric, but there's been times like I used to do this thing where I just turn my phone off for a whole day. I just put it in my room. I just turn my phone off because I just don't want to deal with it, bro. To me, it's so distracting from everything else that I actually enjoy doing, that I actually want to do. But anyways, I think we're a little sidetracked right now, anyways. So
a little bit, yeah.
But yeah, I think if there's...
That's what makes this movie great, is that we're able to discuss so many things, because it's just puts those thoughts and ideas out there, and maybe it'll start a discussion amongst people. Maybe people will use the film less. But what's sad is my theater had 5 people in it. So not a whole lot of people saw this movie.
There wasn't, I want to say, a good amount of people. We were in a small theater. I think there was maybe like, doing the math in my head right now. I think there was like 8 people in the theater, 8 besides us. So 10 altogether, Yeah, which is kind of sad. Which is also why I think we don't get a lot of views on things sometimes. I don't think there's a lot of people. The views that we do get, actually, here's some analytics for you. The people that are actually watching our stuff are millennials and Gen X and some boomers. That
makes sense.
There's like no Gen Zers watching our shit, and they don't watch movies. I don't think a lot of them watch movies.
They don't.
No, because phones are more convenient. And they're shorter. They get faster dopamine hit. They're fucked. As they would say, they're cooked.
If we were to release our podcast episodes as like 2 to 3 minute short videos, just the whole episode, but in parts, we'd probably do better.
Honestly, yeah. But we got to put like a little Minecraft thing where some guy's jumping from platform to platform so they can
a little video.
So they can pay attention.
Yeah. I tell that to Lolly sometimes when I see her watching things, because I'll have videos like that.
Lolly's
like,
super cooked, bro.
Fun to watch, like, it catches your eye and you sit there watching it, and then they're just talking nonsense on the other side of the screen, and I'm like, Lolly, do you even know what's going on here? She's like, no. Why are you watching this? Turn it off.
Yeah, I know. Lolly's wild. But yeah, man. Get off your phones. Stop using AI. Get back to the real world. It's much better, bro. It's so much better.
Yeah.
You'll feel better, I promise. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like every time I go to the gym, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm a psychopath because I actually like putting in the work for things. All right. I know people want to take shortcuts. I always tell my kid and my girlfriend, there's no shortcuts for anything. Okay. Everything is work. When it comes to my art, I got to put in work. When it comes to the gym, I got to put in work. When it comes to anything, I got to put in work. And maybe I'm crazy, but I like the work. I like the work. It's to me, it's oddly fun. I like putting in the work, and yeah, it's every time I go to the gym, I don't want to go. I'll tell you that. I don't like I don't necessarily like the gym, to be quite honest. Once I'm in it and I'm working out, I feel good, and I'm like, okay, I needed this. But before I go, I never want to go. Because my body's like, dude, we're gonna go put ourselves through some like brutal shit. Like, why are we doing this? So my mind's like, let's just not do it, you know? But then I just go do it. Because I have to. Because I know if I don't, I'm going to feel like shit. If I don't, my body's going to break down. If I don't, it's only bad things. But if I do, it's only good things. I feel better. Yeah. I get the endorphins. My brain chemistry feels better. My body feels stronger. I feel more capable. My back doesn't hurt as much. It's way better, bro. Way better.
Yeah.
So just
even with work, like I had a friend once. This was before I had the job I have now. I didn't necessarily like my job that much. I would still go and work every day, and she would like bounce around from job to job, and she would like not go in some days because she didn't want to go to work. And she'd ask me like, "How is it that you're able to just go to work?" I'm like, because it's my job. I said that I would, and so I'm going to. Of course, like I don't want to every day. Like who does?
Yeah.
But if you don't, then you don't get paid, and when you don't get paid, now you can't afford things, you can't eat, and so why do you do this to yourself?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Same concept. You just gotta put in the work.
Yeah. You just gotta do it. It sucks. Like it's hard work, but it's rewarding, and you'll only be better after that, you know. I
will say I don't want to preach go into a job you really don't want to be at, but like, but
find another job before you just stop going to your.
I say chase your dreams, man. Chase your dreams, man. You got dreams. Quit your job. Go do it right now. You know, that's how I want to live.
Yeah. But if you quit your job to chase your dream. Don't just, sit there, do nothing, and then be upset that you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
That you're not going anywhere because you're not.
That's true, because that's also true. And that's where I feel like that's really where the philosophy takes place, right? You quit your dream, you quit your job to chase your dream, then you realize your dream takes effort and work. You got to put in the work and the effort.
Yeah.
You just got to do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that is the hardest part, honestly. Like if you're like, you become an employee and you're like, oh, I have all this time to go do all this stuff now. And then you're like, you just don't do it because you're just lazy, right? And you're like, it's like, fuck it, I'll just get a regular job again, you know? Like,
yeah.
But anyways, we've been ranting for too long now on final thoughts, and a lot of it was relevant to the movie, but it was also somewhat irrelevant. It was borderline relevant, you know. But like you said, Eric, that's what makes this movie great, and I really hope it creates a lot of discourse throughout other podcasts and people online and people watching it, because this movie deserves to be talked about. It needs to be talked about. I think it's a very important message that people need to hear and people need to see. And
agreed.
So yeah, let's just leave it at that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go watch the movie.
Yeah.
And if you don't watch the movie, go outside, do something. Go for a run, or I don't know. Go live life.
Follow some healthy dopamine.
Yeah.
All right, people. We love you guys. Sorry for this very long rant at the end. I hope it, shed some kind of information or wisdom upon you, and perhaps it didn't. And in that case, you could just tell us to fuck off next time.
Yeah.
But
just listen to some old guys rant.
Yeah, grumpy old men. Oh, I do want to say. I mean, I don't think they made it this far through the rant, but I do want to say I wanted to thank all the people that watched our last episode because we got a lot more new views on our last episode for Dracula, which is surprising. I didn't think we were going to get a lot, but the TikTok women came through, baby. The TikTok women came through. They liked the Dracula movie, and so not a lot of people were putting out content for that movie, but we did. So a lot of them trafficked through TikTok and Instagram, and we got like a lot more views than we normally do, which still isn't a lot, but like it's more than our normal, and we got a lot more people actually hovering over our thumbnail a lot more, which means our video is getting shared to more people's like page, their front page.
Yeah.
Which is dope. So thank you guys that all came through and watched the last episode. I appreciate it.
You saying we got more views on like our actual episode on YouTube or our?
Yeah,
that's cool. I think because I did see the views went up today. I saw there was way more views than there was before.
Yeah, lately we've been averaging around like 15 to 20 views per episode. Mm-hmm. This one's almost at 60 right now.
Oh dang! Last I checked, it was 34.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They came through. So thank you, everybody, that came through. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, ladies.
Yes,
if you are
yes.
ladies.
And if you guys came through because you wanted to see more Natalie talk about vampires and goth stuff and that kind of stuff, like I think she and I are going to go see Wuthering Heights on Monday. So maybe I'll bring her on for the next episode and she could talk about that. So,
yes.
Yeah. Right. We'll leave you guys alone now. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right.
Peace.
See ya.